From the Stone Age to the Space Age, humans have prized asbestos for its incredible resistance to fire and other elements. Welcome to Asbestos Rewind.
I've been researching California for our last asbestos artifact episode, and there's this idea in Hollywood that if you've got a story to tell, you've got to know your elevator pitch. An elevator pitch is like a really shortened version of your story that takes a listener from the opening moment to the premise on an amazing journey of intrigue and surprise, ending with a satisfying resolution and final image to carry in their mind. That way, if you're ever on the elevator with a producer or actor or other Hollywood power broker, especially one you envision for the project, you can quickly pitch them the whole story before they either reject you and get off the elevator or ask you to hold their macchiato while they make a phone call. If you can spare 30 seconds, I've got an elevator pitch of a pretty good asbestos story, and this one's true. It's about a dogged journalist who learns about the work of a lung doctor in New York. It seems this lung doctor started seeing a lot of asbestos insulators who come into his office with respiratory problems. He conducted some research and has found that asbestos, which has now become ubiquitous, it's built into homes, work sites, and buildings of all kinds, is on the verge of causing a nationwide health epidemic, especially in the industrial workers exposed to it every day. Staying with the pitch, the journalist writes articles in the New Yorker trying to gain attention for the story. The labor leaders hear about it and start bringing it to the asbestos company's attention. The asbestos companies deny it. So the journalist keeps digging and publishing, and now people start suing. And as they do, company documents start coming out, and the journalist starts telling people what's in them. Because the documents show that asbestos companies aren't surprised by the doctor's research. They already knew. Since the 1930s, they've had their own data from their own doctors and private research showing that asbestos makes employees sick and even causes cancer. But they didn't want to hurt the bottom line, so they didn't publish the results. Instead, they paid the researchers to say asbestos was safe, or at least that no conclusion could be drawn. Muddy the water, prevent workers' compensation claims, and as the truth comes out, lawsuits bankrupt the asbestos companies who covered up their secret and made people sick. The doctor, who the industry originally called dangerous, is vindicated, spurring politicians to ban asbestos and require its removal from schools and other places where people will be harmed. Now, this is a true story. The doctor's name was Irving Selikoff, and the journalist's name was Paul Brodeur. Paul Brodeur died recently, and we wanted to honor his accomplishments. Mr. Brodeur published numerous books on the asbestos story, and is in many ways responsible for breaking the story, alerting the public, and bringing an end to the harm created by a burgeoning asbestos industry. This is his book, Outrageous Misconduct. It's out of print, but to anyone interested in what serious, investigative journalism looks like, the kind unafraid to take on large industries in defense of the little guy, seek out and read this book. This is actually the first book that I ever read about asbestos, and it's what opened my eyes to what really happened. Because his work saved millions of lives, and we're grateful to him for his relentless pursuit of truth and justice, we wanted to make this video to honor him.